Bryce Canyon is the worst national park in Utah, and today we'll see why. This is the last video in the series of Utah's Mighty 5 National Parks. If you missed any of the videos in this series, then click the link above, right about over here, to see all the videos in this series. I'm actually going to cover 2 parks today, so hang on. If you're new to this channel or you just haven't yet, then click the subscribe button and the bell icon to get notifications when new videos are released. As I mentioned, I'm going to cover 2 parks in this video, Bryce National Park and Cedar Breaks National Monument. They're both similar and only 55 miles away from each other. A typical canyon, like the Grand Canyon, is formed by a river that carves its way through the canyon. The canyons of both Bryce and Cedar Breaks are what I'll call cliff erosion canyons. Picture a high plateau and then the land below. The cliff face erodes away and actually marches backwards. As it marches backwards, the plateau land erodes away, but some of it remains. What remains looks like spires that grow up from the bottom. Those spires are called hoodoos. Bryce Canyon and the Badlands of South Dakota are probably 2 of the most famous cliff erosion canyons in the United States. But there's many places that you can spot hoodoos. I mentioned that Bryce Canyon is a national park, but Cedar Breaks is a national monument. So what's the difference between a national park and a national monument? Sometimes not very much. The Statue of Liberty is a national monument, and that makes sense because the statue is a monument. Mount Rushmore is a national memorial, and I guess that makes sense because it memorializes 4 presidents. Point Reyes is a national seashore, and that makes sense for obvious reasons. All of these places are managed by the same department of the United States government, that is, the National Park Service. There is no branch of the government called the National Monument Service. So why is Bryce a national park and Cedar Breaks a national monument? Well, some of it is just politics. The President of the United States has the authority to declare a new national monument, but only Congress can make a new national park. You will find examples where a president created a new national monument and later Congress made it into a national park. Bryce Canyon was originally declared a national monument by President Harding in 1923, and then Congress made it a national park 5 years later in 1928. FDR proclaimed Cedar Breaks to be a national monument in 1933, but yet it remains a national monument. Why? Sometimes I just don't know. The scenic drive through both parks is on top of the plateau with views looking down into amphitheaters. In Bryce, Inspiration Point and Bryce Point are my favorite views, but don't miss the natural bridge and the waterfall by Mossy Cave. Waterfall along the trail to Mossy Cave, just outside of Bryce. Point Supreme is my favorite point in Cedar Breaks. Cedar Breaks is a smaller version of Bryce. The drive through Cedar Breaks is only 5 miles and has just a few viewpoints. Cedar Breaks is at 10,000 feet in elevation, so it's snowed in over the winter and will likely be cool even in the summer. And do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind, so that you may prove what the will of God is, that which is good and acceptable and perfect. Certainly not the conformity of this world. Bryce and Cedar Breaks both offer stunning views of red, pink, and white stone formations. So why do I rank Bryce as the worst national park in Utah? Well, because someone has to be the worst, and both Darlene and I independently ranked Bryce at the bottom of the 5 national parks in Utah. In fact, I released these videos of Utah's national parks in the order of my preference. Zion is my favorite, then Arches, then Canyonlands, then Capitol Reef, and last is Bryce. So since Bryce is last, it's the worst. I threw in Cedar Breaks because the park is too small for its own video, but you never know. Maybe I'll go back and release a video just on Cedar Breaks. If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. But don't leave me hanging. Thanks for watching.